This is Jessica Ramos, a student at Mount Vernon High School, and she'll be telling us a little bit about herself and recycling. Jessica?
Hi, my name is Jessica. I'm co-secretary president of the Youth Bureau and part of the UN Club. To me, recycling in Mount Vernon is not as active as it should be, but we could get there.
Jessica, do you recycle at home?
Yes, I do.
What do you know about recycling?
Basically, recycling to me is reusing objects that have been used before, that have been taken from natural resources, and you reusing that in different situations so that we don't have to cut down trees or stuff like that.
If students were given the opportunity to recycle at Mount Vernon High School, do you think they would recycle?
Yes, I do. Like, if we present it to the student body in a positive way and show them, like, it's not just for them, it's for future generations, I'm pretty sure it'd be, like, a really good movement.
Are you aware of any recycling efforts being made within Mount Vernon community?
Yes, by the communities, by churches. There are a lot of different programs that you could join in churches that get together on weekends and they go to parks, to schools and different places and pick up garbage that are usually on the floor or different things, and they reuse that. I think I remember the first project, like the teacher would make us gather cartons from our house and bring it in to show us how much we waste at home. So it'd be like plastic bottles and milk cartons, and out of that we would have to make houses, and it would show us how hard it is for us to clean that and reuse it, and then we would see pictures of how trees are being cut down. So I think that's what really impacted me to start at home, and then my mother started it, and it's like something we do every day now.
It's interesting. So are you going to pass this down to like future generations?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. So you think recycling now will benefit the upcoming kids growing up? Or?
Yes. Like, to me, what people don't really understand right now is that we have a limited amount of everything. We have a limited amount of trees. We have a limited amount of water. If we don't reuse it, one day there won't be trees and there won't be water, and it's going to be our fault.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Taisha Phillips, and I'm a part of WCYC, Westchester County Youth Council. And we're here at Mount Vernon High School interviewing students about recycling. This is Labria Pringle and Nefray Demetrius.
My name is Nefray Demetrius, and I'm currently a sophomore at Mount Vernon High School. I'm part of the UN Club, and I'm on the Mount Vernon Youth Bureau.
My name is Labria Pringle. I'm currently a sophomore at Mount Vernon High School. I'm part of the UN Club, and I'm president of POWA.
What do you guys know about recycling?
Recycling, I know a lot of people don't really do it out of, to be honest, what I think is pure laziness. But I think it's an important part of our community that we should all participate in.
Yeah.
I think recycling, the essential way to be green, get the environment back intact is something that everybody should be doing but doesn't do, as Nefray said.
Do you think your peers view recycling as an important issue at Mount Vernon High School?
It should be an issue that's stressed, because if we're living in the world, we should appreciate the world that we're living in.
Okay.
I agree. I don't think they care at all about recycling, and I think that should be something that should be changed in our school to help beautify our school.
Would you be willing to advocate to the school admission about starting a recycling program?
Yes, I would. I think it's important that whatever change comes to the high school, it starts with students first.
I like that.
Yes, I'd be willing to advocate too. I think it's an important thing the students should be interested in. Mm-hmm. And I think it's also the job of our administrators to make sure the students know about these kind of things.
Do you recycle at home?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
What message are you guys hoping to bring home to your peers?
The message that I'm hoping to bring home to my peers is that recycling should be something that everyone in our community participates in, because it's beneficial not only to the individual but to the community.
Labria?
I agree with Nefray. It's something that's essential. It's something that if you care about the world that you live in, you should appreciate it. You should take care of where you live.
Okay. Thank you. And once again, I'm Taisha Phillips, and we're at Mount Vernon High School interviewing students on recycling.
How important is the environment to you?
I believe the environment is very important to me, because if Earth is giving us the opportunity to live on, we should be gracious enough to respect it.
I think the environment is as important as life itself, because we need the environment just to live on Earth. So we need to start taking care of it and acting as it is important as it is.
The environment is very important to me, because people have to understand that we live in this environment and everything around us is made of the environment, and we have to keep the environment safe in order to have a healthy living.
In your opinion, do we as a society live with our environment or against it?
I believe we lived against it only because like a lot of people don't recycle and they're not aware of the damage that they're causing to the earth. And it also could be that people don't care to be aware.
I think it's half and half. There's a lot of people that live for the environment and actually make honest efforts to improve and try to do everything they can. And then there's just other people who just throw anything anywhere and then just leave everything a mess.
I think that we live in between because there are some people that recycle and care mostly about the environment, as opposed to people who don't really care about the environment, or they don't seem to be interested in going out to recycle or going out to pick up trash on the street.
It's very important. Like, without it, we wouldn't be here. We need it. It needs us. It's like a circle. We need it to survive. We need food to eat, and we need water. We need the sun. Vitamin D.
Has there been anything you have learned this year that sticks out the most regarding going green?
The thing that sticks out most to me about going green would have to be composting, because I recently learned that everyday items in your fridge that may go spoiled, you can throw in a composter instead of the garbage. So if you throw it in the garbage, which will lead to an incinerator, which causes greenhouse gases.
Composting has definitely stood out to me this year, and just to know that a lot of things that you just normally naturally throw out can be used and stored for dirt, it's overwhelming.
This summer I planted vegetables in a garden in Mount Vernon. I planted carrots, peppers, and cucumbers. I donated to Soup Kitchen, where I also volunteer at. Every week I would go and water the plants and pick out the weeds and make sure they're planting correctly.
I think that the theory of cashing in bottles if you want to recycle, that helps out, because not only are you helping the environment, but you're also helping yourself if you need a few extra dollars. But also composting, because in composting, foods that can be thrown away you can save and use as fertile soil for a backyard or a garden.
Composting is basically where you take, the scraps from everyday cooking and all those things, everything except for dairy and meat and bread, and you put it in a bin with some soil, and it will eventually turn into soil. It will decompose.
What did you work on for the green event this past summer? Did you enjoy preparing for this activity? What would you bring back next summer, and why?
This past summer, the work I did for the Go Green event was all organic facials, and it's showing you that you don't know what products you're putting on your face. You see Proactive and Neutrogena, they're always advertised on TV, but you don't know the chemicals and antacids they have in it. In the ingredients, it was pure witch hazel, avocado, honey, things that you'll have in your house every day.
Things you can eat.
Yes, things you can eat, but the facials were not edible. They had witch hazel in it. Don't eat them.
I don't think there is anything, honestly, that I would want to add to it. It was already okay for me.
For the green event, I worked on the outdoor activities as playing sports or exercising and dance, and I also worked a little football game where we passed around the football and had fun with that, because that is an example of being active outdoors as well as exercising in a fun way, and all people do need exercise, and it helps you be fit and stable.
I did the spa, and basically taught people how to apply and know that they can make these things at home. So there was everyday ingredients, vegetables and fruits, and things that you could find in your house at the supermarket.
What do you think you would want to add to the project if we do it again next summer?
If I had a chance to do the project again, I would definitely add the all organic tie-dye-in. So people can learn that like recycling is not only trendy, but you can be green cautious.
It was a fun experience preparing for it, trying to help out in whatever way I could, and hopefully we'll have it next year also.
I would like to add to the amount of people that showed up and try to spread the word, because more people need to be aware of how to go green or what it takes to go green.
Several years ago, I learned how to purify water. So it's like you can save water that you end up like misusing, while running water or whatever, and learn to just like clean it and reuse it.
Before this project, how aware of the environment were you? Has that changed or stayed the same?
I think my knowledge about the environment has stayed the same more than anything, because I was aware of all the troubles that humans do to the environment and what I could do to stop it. So it was a matter of choice whether I chose to do it or not. And I was pretty aware of the results if I chose not to do it or chose to do it.
Before the Green Project, I was very little aware of the possibilities that can happen over a period of time, and after the Green Project, my knowledge has increased greatly because I learned so much about going green and also composting, and that has helped me throughout the entire summer and up to now.
My knowledge has grown because, like I said, I knew a generalization of going green, like recycle, save energy, but now I know like a step further.
What little changes can people make to help save energy and reduce waste?
Little changes people can make to save energy. I would have to say turning off lights when you leave the room. Plugging out things you're not using. Don't have water running for long periods of time. Recycle.
People can start to recycle, and as much as people say it, people don't do it enough. So we can actually try to start putting recycling bins any and everywhere that we can, because maybe that would be an inspiration and motive for many people to start recycling also.
Little changes can be shutting off lights in a room that you're not being in, or unplugging something that you don't want charging overnight, because that can also kill a battery. And changing light bulbs in a certain room can help save electricity in that specific area in the house.
About brushing your teeth. Brush your teeth?
Yes, and I do not leave the water on when I brush my teeth, because that is a large waste of water.
Okay.
They can, they can recycle, and they can save water when they do dishes and brush their teeth, wash their car. They could use less plastic, definitely less plastic, and save energy when they're using electronics, unplug, stuff like that, little things.